So the Anthem VIP demo was just launched yesterday, and I was lucky enough to get to play it a little bit. I have been really pumped about this game because it looks a little bit like Warframe, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So I thought if this is anything like Warframe, but you know, maybe some improvements here and there, then you can't go wrong. It's definitely a game for me. So I thought I would give it a try. If you are interested in Anthem, odds are that you have already seen a lot of gameplay videos already, and perhaps you even saw some live streams of this demo yesterday. So I'm not gonna bother you with only gameplay videos. I will try to explain what the gameplay feels like and how it is to play the game itself, and maybe I hope that can give you an understanding of what it's like, and maybe you know if it's something for you or not. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. The demo starts out with you in your own single player instance. That is the place where your story will fold out and where you will get to interact with all the NPCs in the game. This is for you only, and that is the single player aspect that they have talked a lot about in this game. At first glance, it looks pretty cool. The city looks realistic, and there are like some, you know, some small details that I like a lot in the game. I like how the water in the square, it's like, you know, it's green and a little bit dirty. That makes it a little bit more realistic. A thing that I didn't like, actually it bothered me more than it probably should, is that how all the people, they're just awkwardly talking to each other. At first it looked like, you know, the city is alive with people and all that, but once you notice that how everyone's just standing there awkwardly chatting with someone, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem realistic, but you know, whatever, I don't know, this is not why I play the game. I play the game because you can fly in like some Iron Man suits and stuff. That's what I want to get into. So anyway, there is some story mission things. People talk about stuff I had no idea about because, you know, you just get dropped right into in the middle of everything. So yeah, I skipped past that a little bit. And then you get over to where your javelin is stored. And that is that epic moment where you for the first time crawl into the Iron Man suit. And oh, that was actually pretty cool. I've seen it in trailers and all that, but once you actually try it yourself, that is so cool. So after crawling into your javelin suit, then you get to pick your mission. And then there was a lot of like pop-up text with tutorials, and I was like, hey, who do you think I am? What's that text tutorial? I don't have all day. I'll just find out myself. How hard can that be? So after a couple of minutes of not finding out what exactly I needed to do, then I found out what I was supposed to be doing. And that was to select if I wanted to do free roaming or play mission, and also pick the difficulty. And the way this works is that you can either manually recruit your friends and then go on this mission together, or you can just, you know, enter the mission and then the game is gonna automatically pair you up with other people who are doing it at the same time. So then it begins, and this is where you get to play with other people, and this is where you get to roam around with your javelin. The first thing I did was to, you know, just go free roaming and just try and get a feel for the controls, because there had been no training whatsoever. So this is gonna be my training. So I tried to see what it was like, and I was actually pretty happy to find that the flying is not that straightforward. And I think that is a good thing. So the way the flying works is that you press the sprint button and then you just start, you know, turboing forward. If you hold down the forward key, you're gonna increase speed. If you don't, you're gonna like glide through the air. It's kind of a cool feeling actually. It's a bit hard to control it because, you know, once you move your mouse, it takes a little bit for the character to move as well. It makes it feel more realistic, and this extra level of complexity actually makes it that much more interesting. While flying, you can go into hover mode by pressing mouse button 4 or something, and from here you can just rain down fire on your enemies. But like with flying, you can, you know, overheat your engines, and then you have to land for like 1 or 2 seconds before you can fly again. The way this overheating system works, it seems that if you get into water or go into specifically cold areas, I didn't get it exactly what what you needed to do, where you needed to go, but some places it said something like cooling, and then your engines are gonna cool. You can actually fly for longer. I imagine like you can fly through like waterfalls and stuff like that, and then you don't have to land. You can just keep flying around. But I'm looking forward to finding out how this works more in detail once the game is properly released. I must say throughout the whole demo I struggled a lot with, you know, while you're gun playing and flying at the same time. It's difficult. It's something you have to get used to. It comes down to muscle memory. But once you learn it, I imagine you're gonna feel so cool when you pull off some crazy moves, flying around and stuff. The combat was really fun actually. It does require some skill as well. It's not like other games where you can just, you know, get a good weapon and then you're just set. Here there's also a level of aiming, and there's also some sort of tactic. At this one point we encountered some enemies which had like a lot of armor which regenerated. And this means that you have to take down the armor before you can start damaging them. It seems easy and straightforward enough, but you have just so much firepower, you know. You can fire until you have to reload, and then you use all your skills. Then that's just enough to get them to lose all the armor. By the time you have reloaded, the armor is back again. This means that you cannot do this alone. You have to do it with more people. I tried voice command. I don't know if I did it correctly or what. Maybe my microphone was broken. Nobody seemed to hear anything, and I didn't hear other people communicating. But that's what you were supposed to be doing. So we were like stuck at these guys, just going a little bit back and forward and almost dying for a pretty long time. This whole combat sequence was just so much fun, like really. It was really intense, and there was a lot of action and explosions. If the whole game is like this, man, I can't wait to get started, because this was actually a lot of fun. I also got the chance to have a quick look at the customization. I imagine that not everything is available yet since it's only a demo, but what I saw so far was pretty impressive. It looks like you can really configure a lot on your Javelin and make it like really your own thing. So fashion Javelin is going to be a thing in the future, I imagine. So summarizing everything, flying is kind of a challenge, and that is a good thing, I think at least. Also, combat is pretty intense. It's actually a little bit difficult also at time, and that is also a good thing. The graphics look really good. The customization is absolutely amazing. There are so many things you can do, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the full extent of the customization is going to offer. I have no idea about the story. That I did not bother too much with this time, and I don't think we will really know until the game is properly released. So all in all, I'm super pumped about this right now, and I hope it was a little bit useful for you. Maybe you have made up your mind if you want to give it a try or not. So with that said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope also I will see you around.